Hi, so you're getting ready to play flute, and I would like to introduce you to how to assemble your flute. The first thing is that's really important is to make sure that you open with the correct side up. So usually most flute cases will have the name of the instrument on the top, and that way you know which side is up and which side is down. So this one has the name right here. So what we'll do is we'll zip, and this is another indicator is that your flap will come up. Okay, you want to set your instrument on a stable surface. Music stand is not a good idea because music stands can become floppy and weak and not hold the weight of your instrument. Then your instrument falls on the ground and it ends up messing the alignment of the rods and the keys. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So I'm going to unzip and I'm going to carefully open it just to make sure that I'm the right side up. Okay, you see in there? Now let's talk about the parts of your flute. Putting together an instrument is almost like putting together a puzzle. You don't want to jam the pieces of the puzzle together, otherwise the picture will get messed up. It's the same with the flute. You want to be very careful not to press down on these keys right here while you're assembling your flute, because you could mess up the alignment, and then your parents have to pay more money for your flute to get fixed, and then they yell at you. So we want to avoid that. Okay, the first piece is the head joint. Okay, this is the crown, which kind of makes sense. You put the crown on top of the head. This does not need to be turned or taken off or anything like that. Okay, so you hold your head joint, or you can put your head joint up on your body. This is the body of your flute, okay? Notice how the keys are here, but on this side there are very few keys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to put the majority of the weight of the instrument on the side that doesn't have all of the keys. So if you see right there, and then I'm going to put the head joint about a quarter of an inch from all the way into the flute. Okay, you see how I have a little bit out? Now I'm going to take the flute, and some people like to do the foot joint first against the body because then they have longer instrument to mess around with. And notice I'm touching the side that doesn't have the majority of the keys just to keep from squishing the keys, the rods and the keys together. Okay, now the alignment, I want this rod to pretty much be in the center of this key right here. Okay, and then my head joint, I'm going to try to center it on this key right here. That way when you hold it, everything is lined up correctly. Now you can adjust your foot joint just a little bit. Some flute players like this if they have longer fingers. Some people like it a little bit closer if they have shorter fingers. So the adjustment, you can make adjustments, but you don't want to be too far off from having that rod in the center there. Okay, and then when you hold your flute, I do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 system that helps my students understand me better if I'm talking to them from across the room and they ask me a question. And the thumb joint, okay? So your thumb is gonna go right here. Your left thumb is gonna go right here, not on this key. Notice how this presses down everything that you need. This key is used for just 1 or 2 alternate fingerings that you're not going to use this year as a beginner. So don't worry so much about this key, but this is your main thumb key. Okay, then I'm going to skip this key and I'm going to press this one down. That's 1. Skip this key and press this key down. Notice how this key presses both of those keys down. So that's 1, 2, 3 presses down that key as well. Okay, and then this is my left pinky. Notice how my left hand is placed away from my body. It's actually, the palm is facing my face. I'm going to rest the flute on this part of my hand right here as I grip it. Okay, so you notice I'm trying to keep as round of a posture as possible for my fingers on there. Okay? And then 4 goes right here, 5, 6, and then this pinky will go right here. Okay? And that's a flat key right there. So if you can listen, maybe I can press it down loud enough so that you can hear the different tone as I press the keys down. Listen. Okay? So that as you press the keys down, the flute's going to get longer and then it's going to play lower notes for you. All right? That's how you assemble and hold the flute.